It's a new morning for Alex, and he is excited to use the bone meal he has collected from the bone farm he made in the previous episode. Today, he will make farms for all flowers in the game. Alex loves flowers, and nothing makes builds prettier. Even better, with all flowers, Alex can make every color dye as well. He heads to the flower forest. The most important thing about making a flower farm is where you make it. Every block in the flower forest biome makes a specific flower. To know what flower will be made from that block, one must bone meal the ground. Don't assume that the existing flower on the surface is what you will get. Always bone meal first. Alex is starting with lily of the valley and cornflowers. After determining where both flowers are going to grow, he starts making the farm. The farm itself is unattractive, which is why many players will build them underground. Remember that the flower you will get is different at every Y level, so it's important to place grass and to bone meal, even underground, to make sure you get the flower you want. It's also unlikely you will get all flowers from one machine, so you will likely need to make the same machine in multiple places to obtain all the flowers. Alex digs a trench. This is the collection area where water flows will bring all the flowers to one place, where a hopper will collect the flowers and place them in a chest. Alex builds a frame around a 9x7 plot of land. At the other end, away from the trench, Alex adds trapdoors, which will hold back solid water blocks. To open and close the trapdoors, Alex adds repeaters, which face the solid blocks in front of the trapdoors. To trigger the repeaters, Alex places a single target block with a redstone torch on it, activating redstone dust which connect to all the repeaters. Next, he places a timer on the other side of the target block, which will turn the redstone torch off periodically to quickly open and then close the trapdoors. The timer also serves to trigger dispensers, which will be full of bone meal. Alex makes a hole down the center of the plot, where the dispensers facing upwards will be placed. Below the ground, Alex connects the future dispensers with a tunnel to the redstone timer. He adds the two dispensers facing upwards and then covers them with grass. He connects the timer to the dispensers. Using a stone button, Alex starts the machine. The stone button is perfect, as a button press lasts the ideal length for the trapdoors and water flows. All that remains is to fill the dispensers with bone meal, and the farm is done. The grass will either yield a flower or blades of grass when bone meal, and the water flows. Remove the flowers and grass from the blocks and push them to the collection hopper. Alex will need to build more of these. They can be made wider to cover a greater area of land to get more flower types. In this second design, Alex is able to obtain white, pink and orange tulips, as well as daisies. The third farm yields azure bleuet and red tulips, a flower that Alex uses the most. However, there are other flowers in the game which cannot be obtained from a flower forest. The wild orchid flower can be farmed using the same machine as the ones in the flower forest. but must be built in the swamp, as orchids only grow in the swamp biome. To turn the machine off, Alex breaks the redstone dust by the timer, which stops the timer from continuing. Next, Alex makes a brush using copper, a feather, and a stick. He adds mending and unbreaking as enchantments on his brush, so it lasts longer. He does this because for 2 other flower varieties, Alex must do some more exploring. He must find ocean ruins in a warm water ocean. In those ruins are blocks of suspicious sand and gravel, which he must carefully brush to extract a random reward. In the warm water ocean ruins, the reward includes a sniffer egg. Unfortunately, ocean ruins are also home to the drowned, so Alex must kill them first before he can explore them. Suspicious sand looks visibly different from normal sand. By brushing the suspicious sand, he extracts his first rewards. Good news, one of the sand blocks reveals a sniffer egg. Alex continues exploring. After searching all the suspicious sand in this ruin, he moves on to another ruin, which is in deeper water. A helmet with respiration 3 is helpful in such cases, but one can also go to the surface more frequently to take a breath of air before going back to the ruin. Another way to stay underwater is to crouch while standing on a magma block. This will give the player air. Crouching is important as otherwise the magma will do damage to the player. When opening one of the chests in the ruins, Alex comes across a treasure map. He keeps it for later. Success! Alex has found a second sniffer egg. 2 is all he needs. He can always breed more later when he has 2. Alex returns to the surface. Now that he has achieved his goal of obtaining 2 sniffer eggs, he decides to search for the buried treasure. Buried treasure is the only way to obtain an important item in the game, the heart of the sea, which is needed to craft a conduit and allows a player to breathe underwater without any potions or enchantments, and also to see further in the water. Conduits also attack the drowned and deal damage when they are a threat to the player. The map takes him to an island where the treasure is located. The best way to find the chest is to press F3. Look on the left for the word chunk and go to where X is 9 and Z is 9. The treasure is always going to be under that block. However, Alex enjoys looking for treasure the old-fashioned way and breaks sand until a chest reveals itself to him. He eventually finds the chest and removes the heart of the sea. On the noob-friendly server, there is a regularly resetting resource world where every new player to the server has a chance to explore ocean ruins and search for buried treasure, regardless of how many players have joined the server previously. There is always lots of suspicious sand and gravel for our future archaeologists to brush when visiting the noob-friendly server. It's time to return home. Once home, Alex needs to make a holding area for the 2 sniffers. But before he does that, he needs to make a collection system to collect what the sniffers will later drop for the player. He digs 2 deep in a 7x7 area, lays rail tracks in a loop, and adds powered rail to ensure that a hopper minecart will endlessly run under the sniffers, collecting whatever they drop. Alex adds hoppers under the rails that will collect what the hopper minecart has collected and places all the items into a single chest. Once the collection system is completed, it is covered with grass and fences are placed around the 7x7 area. This is the smallest space that can be made for a sniffer as they explore each grass block as adults. and will always remember the last 20 blocks they have visited. There must always be at least 21 blocks for the Sniffer to be able to explore. This design leaves 25 blocks for the Sniffer. Alex adds the 2 eggs in the center of the holding area. He must now wait for the Sniffer eggs to hatch. Alex replaces the grass blocks under the eggs with moss blocks, as this doubles the speed with which the eggs will hatch. Once hatched, the baby Sniffer, also known as a snifflet, is born. Alex must wait for 2 full days before the snifflets become adults. Once adults, the Sniffer will burrow into the ground and search for one of 2 prehistoric flowers, the pitcher pod and the torch flower. They would extract a seed from out of the ground every 8 minutes. Once on the surface, the hopper minecart will collect the seeds and place them in the chest for the player. It's time for Alex to check up on the Sniffers. Alex collects the seeds from the chest. The seeds will only grow on farmland and grow in the same way as crops. However, once fully grown, the flowers can be collected and planted on any normal grass block. Alex then heads downstairs to get some pots from storage. He recalls the gift he received from his neighbor and feels it would be a nice moment to reciprocate by sharing his first ever collected torch flower with his neighbor. He goes to their home and places a pot and torch flower. Join the noob-friendly server, so you too can give a flower as a gift to your neighbors.